How is everybody doing? Let's get this sharp party started. Come on, we need those views. We need that commentary, questions, anything anyone has is your word and your voices mean more. You deserve to have your voices heard. You deserve to be. You deserve to have help in the healing process and some. I really do hope that everybody who feels that they're not acknowledged, that you feel acknowledged here. We welcome everyone here, just has a good time. I'll go get on a dress shirt, but I will be here. Please drop some comments. I will be right back. Just a second to get a dress shirt on. Don't want to be in like a white beater. Not very presentable, right? Give me a sec. So how is everyone doing? I hope everybody is okay. I hope everybody is ready to heal. Start the healing. Um, so let's get this party going. Turn that off. That is a mofo in this house, people. No AC. Yeah, right. Sucks. You gotta do what you gotta do to get by. You gotta conserve whatever little dough you got, and that's it. You gotta be humble. So I guess let's get this show on the road. I'm hoping some people will drop comments if you're viewing or just kind of grazing by, seeing what's up. Feel free to drop some subjects to talk about. Hopefully some people start, dropping comments so we can start some conversations, man. So keep it humble, Let's get this show popping. So I guess kind of what I want to talk about today is PTSD. But if nobody wants to do that subject, there's many other things we can talk about. For instance, we can talk about anything really, music, fun things. Spread positive vibes, man. That's as much as you can do nowadays, man. We got to keep that negative energy because that's how we let the devil win, man. He controls every thought of the negative aspect, you know. So fear, poverty, things like that, man. I'm not blaming the devil for everything. I'm not like a nut job or like that, but I do believe that if there is a devil, it's negative thought. Because negative thought and fear, poverty, is the worst. I believe healing is truly an act of God. So everything means a lot when it comes to healing. Because I know everybody needs it. So feel free to drop some comments. I just hope to talk with some people and hopefully keep myself occupied and help me heal as much as I'm helping you heal. Yeah, I got a bit of a burn here from cooking yesterday, so I burnt like the skin off myself. This shit sucked, man. But yeah, I've been kind of sleepy lately, so Gonna have one of these bad boys here. It's pretty good. I mean, it helps pick me up a little bit. But I'm not gonna drink so much that I'm not able to sleep and like I'm wired and like Tweak, South Park. Remember Tweak always on coffee? I get that off these if I drink too much. But yeah, I guess I'll start with some story time until the comments happen. I guess I'll start on where my trauma started. My trauma started when I was just a child. Now, before I actually go on, I got to give a trigger warning: explicit content. There is a lot of use of rape, and yes, a lot of my trauma came through sexual assault by women. It does happen. It is not many people talked about it, or not a lot of people pay attention to it. Or men are scared to open up about these things. I'm not. I am scared of women still. I'm trying to heal. That's why I try to, I guess, communicate with women and hopefully, start there with the healing. Because my mom, before she passed, told me, thank you, I appreciate that. My mom told me that, Gary, the only way for you to truly heal is it's going to take a woman to heal what a woman has done. And that right there meant more to me because my mom went through this kind of situation with my birth father. And all the women are scared of him, in my family, at least. I'm not going to go name dropping, but yeah. So I am saying this is trigger warning, touchy subjects, taboo to a lot, or, stream media, but I'm about to open up and hit a very rocky territory. So it started when I was like 6. I was in a group home by the name of Taunton's Home for Little Wanderers. Okay. And if you know Massachusetts, you know where Taunton's located. Now, every night I was being sexually assaulted by a woman. And so this happened for a long time. And then the next group home I was in, the Walker Home in School, kind of the same shit happened. And, there was this counselor when I was in Taunton's Home for Little Wanderers who called it hug time in the laundry room. And she talked with a duck during the therapy meetings. I had never seen a woman get her ass beat so bad, let alone my mom ever lay a hand on a person. She was a pacifist. But when she fought this woman, an old ass woman fighting like a 22-year-old, like fit, like martial art type, she had that body of like a kickboxer, because that was really popular back then too, 90s after John Claude came out and shit. My mom dragged this woman by her hair, threw her down an entire flight of stairs. Now, I remind you, my mom's a pacifist, a sweet and humble woman. God rest Rosemary's soul, but she was a troublesome woman when she was a kid, fighting, stealing cop cars, crashing them. She was a rebel. Whenever I thought I did something badass up in the antics, Mama dropped a story and said, "Gary, the day you steal a cop car is the day you one up me, and you're gonna have to steal a Fed car at that." She said, "Because I don't see you doing it. You don't got the heart." Right then and there, my whole dreams of trying to impress people were shattered. So I learned more over time, listening to my mom's stories and her wisdom. So where I'm going to start is the effects, really, what it did to me. Night after night, group home. Sometimes during the day, if a lot of the groomers were there, it was pretty traumatic, man. It really was. So for me, I guess, honestly, it was hurt. It hurt me tremendously. It had a major impact on how I think of relationships in women. I don't think of them as sexual objects. I look at them like predators, like they're eyeballing me, and all they want is sex or to, use me, for, I guess, because I'm good looking. So when I was younger, I used to eat a lot. I tried to get fat on purpose so women wouldn't try to touch me in that way, I guess. And I had to learn that not all women were like that. So I had a counselor. Her name was, what was her name? Yeah, Andrea. She was Portuguese. She was blonde, short hair, had like a weird like shape pattern on her toenail because of where it grew and everything. You know where the whiting is? Yeah. So I still remember. It was just one of those toes you remember. You know, just because it was kind of funny. But it had like a moon shape, but it went in the other direction, like that way instead of normal like this. It went. But yes, but she would take me out. We sit under the willow tree. It was a new kind of a therapy they were doing with children of sexual assault, teaching them how to date. So there were counselors who would do mock dating, right? And I guess that really kind of helped me learn a good bit of what a proper date. And she would explain how a man or a woman should treat a man. And it was really touchy because these are kids with adult women in a group home. And this is how they were able to kind of break out of that trauma by showing them, because the only downside is that these kids a lot of times would fall in love with these older women that were healing them. So they had to also explain, we are friends and I'm teaching you how to date. This is where you start friends, because friends don't touch each other. She says the only time you should be having any kind of sexual contact, as they did it, is when you have been in a relationship. And we really suggest that you're married first. This way, that commitment's there and all these other things, and you have years of building this bond so that it's unbreakable. So when you guys cannot hold it anymore and you just do and pounce, it's beautiful. It's not fucking. It's not sex. It's love. And they did this really well for a while until like the state shut it down over some bullshit, which there was nothing negative. It was just people were, oh, this is taboo. It helped me tremendously. Like, I would be terrified of women. I would be a full-on xenophobic if not for this kind of treatment. So I really think they should bring this kind of treatment back for children who've been sexually assaulted. Honestly, I think it can really help make a difference. But they have a whole full psych eval, everything. I mean, you have to go through so many hoops to get in that program to help these kids. And a lot of people don't want to do it. Oh, hey, Dora, what's up? I'm just talking about I'm doing starting off with a story to kind of things get up here. I'm talking about like trauma, sexual assault, and where my stuff started, you know, uh, basically women, what they've done to me. And anytime I feel like I'm being remotely manipulated, even if it's just like they're trying to push away to get me to come back, I see that as a form of manipulation because I can't give you the attention because I'm doing something else. These kind of things are red flags to me. So if someone is really sincerely interested, they let you ramble a bit. They really do. That shows their caring side. And a lot of people don't understand that. When somebody is rambling to you about something they've been through, it's because they're showing they trust you. But when you don't acknowledge and you send a thumbs up or certain things that would come off as disrespectful or rude, like you don't care, because if I care enough to open up to you, you should care enough to listen and say, hey, listen, I don't want to talk about that. I don't really care for that. Yeah, that would be rude. But the person who's hurting, yeah, it could ruin a friendship. So why am I still talking? Why would we be friends if I can't vent to you? Like you just don't care? Like, is this your personality? You want what you want. You're a selfish type. But you can also be a selfish type and a protector. But a protector, to merely be a protector, it's also mentally, not always physically, you know? And these are things that people don't understand. Or they understand, they just don't care to acknowledge. They're selfish. Humans will always be naturally selfish. I mean, I'm only selfish on occasion because, I have to be sometimes. I have to be selfish enough because I have to find that balance between selfless and selfish. If I'm too selfless, I'll be taken advantage of. People will walk on me. So I have to find that boundary as a Hyoki empath, somebody who can feel others' emotions like their own and project their emotions and terrify people. So that's another reason I'm called Scary Gary, as well as my other side where when I spaz and I snap from PTSD, one of my personalities could kick in. And I mean, I've been known to attack old people, whoever. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a badass. Believe me, I'm scared of myself. And I feel that if I don't have a compassionate person in my life, that I'm a danger to myself and everyone else. And I can acknowledge that. And that's the first step to recovery, healing. Because I do the show not only to help others, but also help myself, I guess, per se. And how are you, Dora? How is everything with you? Hope everything's going all right. As someone who understands the personality thing, as you had help. You have a more clear insight than others. I just want to say thanks for that. That really kind of meant a lot to me to have someone to talk about that with that night. Oh, she just said something. I'm gonna go take a quick shower, then I will be right back, Gary. I'm here for you, for real, for real. I know I'm gonna miss half of what's going on, but I'm gonna get this shower out the way. And yeah, I feel you, fam. You can't be, I know your husband don't want no scrub. He might start singing TLC if you start smelling like BO. Just messing with you, fam. All right, hey, Dora, you are always welcome here, fam. Also, I would like to have help, like learning how to add people as a guest, as well as to like use the StreamYards here to, share like videos and stuff to help inform people, because sometimes I may not be able to explain things a certain way, but with videos I'm more able to explain those things. I'm a jokey person, and a lot of my humor is perverted. It is flirtatious. That's just me. I learned that that's my, I guess, in a way, it's also self defense coping mechanism with females, but it's also my sense of humor, really. I mean, everyone deals with things different. Some people, you know, don't want to hear rape, just that word. It traumatizes them. Others who have gone through severe rape joke about it severely because that's how they cope with it. They make light of it, so this way it takes that burden, that pain off their chest. Because in PTSD, okay, that they do these three things. They make you write what you wish could happen. So for when my dog Chance was killed by neighbors ran over, I wished I could have killed them in different ways. I used to write this every day with my counselor, stabbing the person 30 to 50 times, cutting their head off, putting them in a sewer, all these horrible things with the story, right? Then it was what that's what I wish happened. Now, what could have happened? Me and Chance lived, this and that, and we lived a happy life. Then there's what happened. So you're programming your brain three different scenarios to think of in the moment before the PTSD flips. Yeah. So it's a touchy subject. That's why counselors or therapists will be like, it's okay to think about killing people and stabbing them thousands of times and chopping their bodies into little bits. They said it's acting on them that draws the line. I mean, you got movies, media, music. ICP talks about hacking people up, red rum, all that. So, I mean, yeah. It's kind of it. Is on the bottom where you press it. Okay, yeah. So I just put the link. Okay, and so how do I accept them? How do I accept it? So once I invite, they can just come on the show. But I noticed with blue, it's a background. They're waiting in the back. So how do I shift it from background and bring them onto the show? Invite, copy to clipboard. Yeah, I paid $25 for this month so I could have more features. I just think it's a good idea to start. I don't know. Paste. When you post it, that is in your chat. Then they will press it and join. There will be a guest. So in your private chat or something like that, or comments. Okay, how do I let people? Press the shift layout. Shift +4. Shift. That doesn't work. Okay, it says copy print layout. That's for shift +6. So I guess we'll start off with a 3 just in case people want to join. Thank you, man. I appreciate you sharing this. I really do. I just want my voice to be heard as much as I think anybody wants their voice to be heard. Those who don't have like a place to go to do all that, this is a safe place for that. It really is. Invite, share. What is shared exactly? Okay, slides, video, no. Setting. Virtual, general, guests. Guests must authenticate. No, okay, yeah. So I have it as guests do not need to authenticate. Okay. Could you help me test out Warlord of Art? Just like kind of join the stream, even if it's the talk real quick, just to kind of see, just to show, help me, clarify if it will let people come on or not. I guess per se, it's okay. It's shower time. Yeah, go take a shower, Dory. Because I don't even think your backpack wants to smell you right now. But yeah, Warlord, like a lot of stuff I've went through has been. I mean, most people couldn't fathom or understand. I'm not saying my pain has been worse than others. I'm not comparing pain level, but I am saying that I have been through a lot of life or death situations. I have literally had guns on a regular basis pulled on me. People try me, gang members, and I'm not even affiliated. You know, I had been attacked, held my own. I have hurt people tremendously in street fights. I mean, there was this guy named Donnie Alexander when I was in South Carolina, and Slayer was there that night too. That's how I met my ex Dana, one of the main abusers and traumatizers in my life. So basically, I was walking with Slayer. We were joking, having fun. Everything was going smooth, right? And then Slayer just starts with rape jokes of all things. And I'm looking at him like, dude, I hope she doesn't hear me. He's like, dude, you should show rape her, bro. She's probably a vampire. She'll probably disappear. Saying some fucked up shit like that. Dana hears it more likely. She had good hearing, and that's why I learned about it when we dated. But yeah. So she's sitting there, hiding in the bushes, waiting for us to walk by. And she goes, like jokingly, right? And Zach, like, she actually caught up, scared Slayer. His real name's Zach, by the way, people. Slayer 17's real name is Zach Lee Daughtry from Missouri. He's an actual convict for manslaughter, pleaded down. But Zach or Slayer, everyone knows him Slayer. I just say Zach. So Zach was like, was freaked out. He got shook. I've never seen Zach just like, she fucking scared the shit out of Zach. Slayer, man. Slayer 17. So like, she started joking, and Zach started doing like a Hitler walk, being an asshat, like joking. He's like, see Kyle, he's like copying freaking what's his name? Yeah, Andy something. The comedian who's a fuck up. But Andy Dick, yeah. He was doing that whole thing when he was on Tosh, like being a jokester. So basically, that's how I met Dana. So, then like the next day, like Dana's blaming us for stealing her wallet and blaming Donnie. Anyways, me and, Zach were nice and helped her look for it. A bunch of these guys like, well, did you steal Dana's wallet? I was like, dude, I'm not, you know what, motherfucker? Okay. Started stripping undressed. And I said, I'm going to whip out this big black nigga dick, bro. Like this mixed dick. And you're going to see why I'm mixed. He's like, yo, man, I ain't trying to be gay, bro. I was like, why are you saying shit? You need to be thorough when you search somebody and you accusing them of theft. You need to be thorough. So I'm going to get naked. He said, no, I believe you. I was like, you better. He's like, we got an issue? I looked at him, was like, dude, you do not want to fuck with me today. He's like, well, I know these kind of people. I was like, well, he's a fucking convicted murderer. This is Slayer 17. He's killed people. He stabbed his best friend 17 times in the throat when he tried to rape him and rob him. Yeah. So he just looks at him and Zach's like, he's like, dude, he would go like, how I got away with it? I cut my face up so it looked like, because there's no self-defense. Goes into this big rant about the killing. Scaring this man, okay? Just scaring him. And, this is touchy subjects, people, by the way. So if you're watching this, these are things that actually happened in my life. The kind of people that you worship online, like Slayer 17, who is a convicted murderer, okay? I want everyone to know, y'all fans of a convicted murderer who killed his best friend and weaseled out of getting just because he took some weed off him. And he told me early in our friendship that he did it because he wanted to see what killing feels like. That's what he truly said, and that's what I honestly believe, because after it's always a different story. But that one story, when he's alone and he's like away from people and he doesn't think anybody's watching and he's with you, like Spade Woods area, he tells the truth. Yeah. So yeah, I just made a very valid point. So anyways, I helped Dana find her wallet, whatever. Wasn't anywhere. Then she comes back and calls me up the next day, says, I'm sorry, I would like to take you on a date. I found my wallet in my garage. I feel like a piece of shit, And she's like, "How old are you really?" And I was like, "I'm 27." And that's when me and Dana met. I was 27. She was 37, you know? Um, yeah. So, like we went out and had fun. About like 7 days later, I was like, well, I want to wait to have sex. I want to get to know you as a person. You know, every time like the first time we broke up and then we got back to it, she couldn't go more than 7 days without sex. 7 days. And, I can hold off on that. I'm demisexual, I can be honest about myself. I'm attracted to personality. Like having looks is, that's a plus to some. And it kind of is, I'll be honest. But what I really crave is a personality that I can, fuck with. I fall in love with personality. Whether it's a man, not like in a gay way, but I can fall in love with a man's personality. Like as in like a platonic way, per se. But, I'm not interested in men sexually at all. I will clarify that. I may joke about man cheeks on my Facebook, booty bandit shit, because it's funny to me. I just think the whole Fleece Johnson shit's it's a riot, and it just gets in people's head when they think you're an actual booty bandit. It's just like fucking funny, But I guess Dana and I went through some things and. But the main thing before all that happened, I'll get back on point. So in between when me and Dana went on our first date and how I met Dana. So the second night when they tried to strip search, I did the strip, so I saying I'm gonna strip, you can check me for that wallet or whatever. Donnie runs his mouth and calls me a nigga. I said, you better not say that, white boy. You better not say that shit to me again. He's like, what you gonna do about it, nigger? In that moment, I jumped. Like I literally launched, and Slayer can vouch on that. I choked Donnie Alexandro, an IGD hitter. All right, an IGD, an insane gangster disciple hitter. Punked him, choked him out, strangling him. My hands were around his neck, and I was just laughing like a madman. Even Slayer was scared. I scared Slayer. I scared Dana, and I scared a few of the neighbors who actually closed their doors, who like living on this one area. I saw 3 people who looked at me and they just put their hands out. I ain't calling the police, and walked off. And then after I got off, I'm like, yo, Donnie, my bad, bro. I'm sorry. You just shouldn't have called me that, man. He's like, I don't like that shit. I'm mixed, man. You don't call me that. He's like, fuck you, man. I'm gonna have you killed. Oh, please don't kill me, Gary. Please don't kill me. As I'm choking him, he's like, please don't kill me. I'm sorry. God help me. That's how he sounded. I left the biggest, blackest handprint. That's how hard I strangled him. He almost died. If Slayer hadn't pulled me off, I would have killed someone that day. Because Slayer said he doesn't want me to go through what he had to go through. He doesn't want anyone to have to suffer and go to prison. So I respect Slayer after all his psychosis and his antics and playing a big role in ruining my relationships. We would be great friends, but there would need to be boundaries. There really would. And if he disrespected those, I would kick him out. And I started doing that, and that's kind of why because I didn't fall into his antics anymore. I was more independent. So yeah, that's kind of what happened, man. I get very violent over the N-word. I am very hostile to people. You use it in my presence, I will hurt you. And so with PTSD and being a victim of also hate crimes, I don't care if you're an old man or a white woman. I will beat you the hell up in a heartbeat over race shit. Because when you use a word out of hate in any form of manipulation or hatred, just hatred like that, I get violent. So I'm trying to heal. So I had to learn. The old me beat the hell out of people up in them streets for that shit. Like I didn't care who you were. I knocked you the hell out for that. So I had to learn to walk away. Sometimes people, it's not being a pussy. It takes a bigger man to walk away and say, you know what? They don't know me. They're not worth that time. But if I hurt them, they're going to call the police like some pussies and play victim and call me the monster. And I can admit I'm not a monster. I'm a savage. And that's what separates me, because the real will recognize the real, while the fakes will stick with the fakes. Juggalos, you know what I'm saying, man? Those fake ass juffalos always fronting, only claim ICP when it's convenient. As you see, I go out and face paint every day if I could. If I had more so the money to do more makeup and pay for it, I would. Honestly, I'd be wearing that shit 24/7 like it's a tattoo. Yeah, if I had the money to get ICP tattoos all over my body and be a freaking canvas, I would. I'm an old school juggalo. Remember that, I'm an old head. I've been listening to their music forever. Like, I never really fed in with anyone. I never had internet to try to find other juggalos when I was younger. I felt like I was the only one. So when my brother took me to my first show at 7, I found a place I belonged. I found a family. I found where I could be crazy, wild, and, just be me. And nobody gave a shit. Because I would see juggalos who were hurting, and I just randomly walk up to them because it was like, I thought I was the only juggalo. I never knew there was such a big community, right? So I would see a juggalo, and it's like, oh my God, whoop, whoop. And I would be so excited. I brought him nice stuff and, like that, man. Oh, yeah, sorry. I just got lost and off track. But yeah, that's the link. Hope it works. But yeah, man, that's kind of how I've always been. When I see a juggalo that's in my presence doesn't have a thing, I'll give them some help. So just be honest with me, say what you're really using it for. If you want to buy drugs like cocaine, heroin, whatever you're fucking wanting, but as long as you have food, I'm like, dude, I don't care. This is a one-time thing if you're really hurting. That's the kind of good dude I am. So for me, I'm always trying to help someone, but then I had to realize, hey, if they're just going to keep asking, I can't. But if you're using it for you're honest with me, I'm more likely going to try to help in some way and find an alternative solution. So how do I add you to the show from here now? All right, so I go to add stream. There we go. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I saw your face. I noticed you don't like to have it seem like that, but I'll keep that here. All right, and I also respect people see.
Oh yeah, no problem. I just usually do save up
You
on
had
my.
no shirt on. I was like, man, he must not like having no shirt on. But dude, at least you're not a little bit more chubby like me. But okay, I'm gonna make a joke so you don't feel insecure. This is the kind of person I'm. Scary Gary is Chewbacca. You see this? I am Chewbacca. All right, I got that Chewbacca in me too. So, just trying to make people smile and lighten up the mood.
No,
that's the
it's
kind of
not
guy.
even that. Being on the StreamYards,
Yeah.
it takes up so much battery on your phone.
Oh yeah, it drains it. I noticed on my phone. Yeah, man, that shit crazy.
And so if I have my camera on, it just
Yeah.
goes that much quicker and kills it. And that's the only way I get on shit.
Yeah,
Sorry,
man.
the motor's going by right now. Let me hop up in the
Yeah,
car real
so I'm
quick.
gonna be offering something to people. It's gonna help me financially, but more so it's gonna help you. Because I mean, it's gonna sound weird, but that's if anybody's interested in this. What I was gonna do, um, because I guess not really financially it's gonna help me, but in a way it'll boost the stream, but it will really what it really will mean to me to help somebody go to the gathering with. I've been posting on my Facebook now, by the way. I will offer one juggalo and juggalette a trip to the gathering with me. I can only do a train, if anything. And I will take us to the gathering. And I want to do this because this will be the last gathering. In my first gathering, I felt so alive. I felt alive. And it terrifies me. It scares my very soul that it's going to stop. So I
Right.
want to.
I would love to get out to the gathering.
I want to do a
Never
raffle
been.
though. That's the thing. I want to give everyone a chance to do it. So depending, I may, if they can even play for their own, let's say one of the items I can do, so I could probably in the time frame. See, I'm gonna be getting more hours at work. I'm doing a movie theater because I can't do overworking and all that. Not only because of disability, because of my what I've been diagnosed with, the toll it takes on the body. So I've been trying to budget exercise with entertainment, cutting back on video games, getting proper rest. Sometimes the PTSD hits and I go on a bit of tantrums on Facebook, about the
Right.
pain and everything. And I get so loopy that if I'm in a calmer state of mind, I wouldn't do that. That's scary Gary talking. That's, the pain, all that stuff I've been through speaking.
Yep,
And it's
yep.
not me trying to annoy people. I'm hurting. And it's a lot of times some fam actually hit me up with like, hey, I understand you're hurting, fam. I'm not mad at you. Just keep venting if you need to, and I'll read it in the morning. That to me meant more than someone just sending a thumbs up and saying some rude stuff where like, but there were quite a bit of fam that actually asked me what happened. And even though they had just woke up to the dinging, they saw
Mhm.
someone hurting and who was really hurting. And that to me is what a juggalo is.
Exactly.
Like, I believe also you can be a juggalo, not even know ICP in my book, because if you're a kind, hippie kind of person, to me, you're more
Mhm.
juggalo than other people who listen to the music. And that's the way I look at
Right?
it. It's the soul of a juggalo. Like, I truly believe there are people born with that soul, that old, kind soul. And
Oh,
that's
I'm definitely
what's
one of
going
them
on.
old souls. That's
Yeah.
definitely me all the way. I I don't know how many freaking people throughout my lifetime, growing up, going through school and shit, people saying, "You this a old soul."
See, I think that's why maybe you came over here because you saw it. Like, I'm trying to attract the light. I'm not trying to be old me. I'm trying to be what I always am. I'm not trying to portray like some troll or like instigator. Like, I'm always trying to expose people. I don't want to do that. I never did. I hope Slayer would teach me the right way to go. He never did. But by being part of the worst crew, guess what that taught
Yeah.
me?
Know how to
Taught me
be.
how to be part of the best crew, the light,
Yep.
because it's the same thing with love. If you've never been loved by a woman properly, this is because of that, you will know what love is by not experiencing. So you'll know what to look for and how to avoid it. So you'll know what a relationship
Exactly.
should be like. And that's why I say, without suffering, you will never understand what true love is like. Because when you suffer, the more you suffer, the stronger of a person you are. Whether you're Christian or whatever religion, because a lot of religions say this, they have a way of saying it. They say, like in Islam, you're one of God's chosen. Like Kevin Gates talks about Christianity, God gives his best battle, his greatest battles to his best warriors. And
Yep.
the amount of shit I've been through, man, I really believe in that full heartedly. So, like, a lot of the shit I've been through, I couldn't just put it in one podcast. It would be hours of bantering about things. But that's why I'm going to separate that to keep people coming back with my story and hope somebody has the strength to come out about theirs and who is not afraid to speak. I mean,
Right?
I've had people entrap me online, entice me, try to kill me, anonymous, by the way. That was towards the end of my last stream, by the way. And I had been set up, slandered, across online. I mean, they accused me of shit that never happened. It's funny when everyone targets one person, that's when you know something's up. When it's a small group protecting that one person, you know what I'm talking about? That cycle,
Mm.
that pattern, the victimizing, and then
Yep.
other people just send thumbs up and ignore because they know it's not true, even if they're talking to those people.
Yep.
I was the one that was raped. It wasn't the other way around. And I won't shut up about it. I will speak up because I won't suffer in silence. I won't let them win. That's what they want me to do, is fail. They want me to fall. They want me to kill myself. And I had to realize that. Because you just meet someone online, you're a vicious criminal that I didn't know of at first. Then you have a record for domestic abuse, drug trafficking, and then things that were dropped because something happened to those people. Wait a minute. Hold on. Dropped for raping and entrapping? How does that happen?
Weird.
Yeah. So when I say there is a dark legion within Anonymous, there really is. And I have some of the high table on a watch list. I had no choice but to go to some of my old sect members, but I can't say names. But what I can say is the beginning founding fathers of Anonymous, the original 82. Now, they weren't like with the guy Falkmass like this. That's the epic fail guy, by the way. That's the sign of the Dark Legion. The real Legion, which I joined in, which I plan to get a tattoo covering this, is going to be the green Mazuki warp suit guy to kind of like put that above it and then trying to make a mockery of this because Facebook, that's where they hang out. Old sect, the true ones, the culture is 4chan. If you look up the old memes, they had the epic field guy. It was two people who had separate idealisms how to take Anonymous. One We should be a culture spreading positivity through humor and memes. The other, oh, let's go hacking and causing chaos. Do the same thing the government does, PR campaign. It's sad and
Yeah.
sick, but that shit happens. I had help taking down sex trafficking rings on Facebook with Marks back in the day. I used to pass that around to people. Like I was
Oh
really about that
hell.
life. I'm not a hacker like that, but I know a good bit of hacking. What I really do
Mm,
specialize in is investigating, whistleblowing, and social engineering,
hmm.
networking too. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
specialize in.
Hell, like it is crazy where I am. The not even like I'm in the uh Midwest northern state, so people can kind of narrow it down.
Yeah, because people who are about the life like you and me, who've been in the streets but kind of who've been breaking away from it, know when someone's bullshitting. You can see it in a man's eyes.
Mhm.
You really can. The pain, the suffering.
But anyways, when it's wintertime,
Yeah.
that shit happens a lot on a
Yeah, because they're
very
cold, they're homeless, they take advantage. And that's very true.
the sex trafficking happens a lot on a very well known fishing lake. Yeah, known for its walleye. So any big time walleye fisherman is who happens to stumble across this video, you know the lake because I'm pretty sure you probably fished it a time or two.
Yeah.
And during wintertime, with all them ice houses, they'll just be transported from one ice house to another ice house to another one.
Yeah. And
And it
like I've always
like
been
thousands
against
of
sex
people.
trafficking, and a lot of my friends in South Carolina that are affiliated with IGD, the Crips, the Bloods, and they had an 8 ball truce in there. Even the police were in on that. I can at least say that much. I'm not gonna say who,
Mm,
what, where, but there
They
was
got
an 8 ball truce, and it was meant for to keep the peace. You're not supposed to do anything without everyone's approval.
right.
So I can't really put names out there because that would be dry snitching, but I can at least say there was an 8 ball truce. So I couldn't be helped when I hit my dad, beat him with that pipe, even if he kicked my dog's head out. I was on Switzerland. I was in
Mm,
Switzerland, in neutral turf. I wasn't supposed to do it without permission, but I just
Yeah.
kind of acted out of anger for my dog's safety. Because even people among a council have to act a certain way,
Yep.
or else there's no law. If it doesn't matter the reason, you have to get a blessing. So, I mean, I've never been affiliated, but as an only anon with a certain skill set, yeah. But what I will say is they were all against sex trafficking. You are not allowed to treat a woman with disrespect. You get X'd out completely. No, like IGD. You don't use the N word. If anyone who knows what IGD is, it is the white version of the folk. So being mixed of any ethnicity, you can move higher up on a rank chart faster because of that. And people don't realize that, you know.
Right.
And it has to do with like they because they're a white gang, so having someone mixed is like, oh shit, yeah, we hit the jackpot, dude, we got a real nigga on our side, someone who can say nigga and we can't get judged. Black people, when a white person is around you, that's like them thug ones that hang out with the black gangs, they're the ones you got to watch out for. And a lot of
Yep.
even
Yep.
media's
Yep.
talk about that because they had to prove themselves. Like even 24 Jake, he did some sideways stuff, okay, but
Mm,
he had to prove himself. You got to remember, he may doing things for clout to try to get a little bit more famous. I respect that, man. I really do. But how he went about it wasn't always the best. But what he's done with his channel is amazing. How do I add Dora here? Add to stream. There we go. So yeah, man. Um, he had to move out. If you even notice, like he talked about, which was true, he was mentioned in the whole what was it? The the MY Melly case is a high ranking blood treasurer. I'm like, and he's laughing about this. I can see it in the man's eyes. It's bullshit, but it's good for clout. They're giving him free clout, getting him tagged. Like they
Hey
don't even
Gary.
realize sometimes what they do when they drop names like that, even in court cases. It's like, are you like you're just not proving anything? So for me, for what I've been experienced, and I'm a product of my environment. But I'm going to rephrase it. I am no longer a product. I am Gary, and I am here in the Juggalo community to spread love and positivity in hopes that everyone has a chance to heal. Because I know I
Well,
need it. I know Dora needs a safe place to heal, especially because we understand a certain subject. And I won't mention it really much unless she's comfortable with it. And that's the mutual respect I'm going to give. And I hope to get Blue on here to talk about what caused his pain, give him a place to heal. Because I've always saw Blue, not with pity, but I looked at him like I want to save this man because he helped me love the Juggalo community after certain things happened in the past with, and I had a hard time identifying Juffalo with Juggalo because I thought anybody who's posting all these things is a Juggalo. Like, I mean, not didn't really think that, but I just thought a lot of Juggalos were toxic because of who I was hanging out with was Slayer. He brought that negative to me. So when I started projecting light, I got the light back. And so I have been grateful for Blue for that because he kept me around. And when I would mess up or banter too much, he's very tolerant. And that's something. And when I actually jumped in the show because I was really trying to figure this out, he was nice to me. He didn't get mad. It was like it was a little awkward. I could see I didn't mean to do it. I just kind of was like panicky, going through a panic mode. Blue was humble
no,
about
it's all good. I
it. He's
was
a
up
good.
on panel when you did
Most
that.
people just spaz on you, say some things or whatever. Blue was humble about it. That's why I respect him with more than people know. Yeah, he's helped change my view on a lot of things, man. He's a good man. So how you been, Dora? Oh, why is she muted?
Uh,
Okay, I accidentally muted her.
I've been good. I've been good. I muted myself because I'm also in a party chat on PlayStation, but I've been good.
Oh, okay. Man, I play Xbox. I don't have an Xbox now. I have to use my laptop, but I play with a lot of kids on Xbox, man. And they've been very worried about me. Like people don't understand. Like if you play any video, there's a lot of kids, and when they
Oh
get
yeah.
attached to you and they look up to you and they look at you like a protector,
Oh yeah.
bro, you
Hell
doing
yeah. I
something
have
right.
those. I adopt. Look, bro.
Yes, thank
It
you. Because
might
I'm
sound very weird,
someone who gets
but I
that.
have about like I want to say 20 kids that I adopted on PlayStation alone.
Around 600 kids.
Like I have adopted these children to be their protector because I try to explain to them like most of them are like in their 16, 17, already
You
18,
probably even
19.
get hit on
Like
too.
they're now turning, now they're now turning adulthood, just
Yep,
finished high school and
confused.
shit.
They're lonely. They want someone, and they
So
come to you for
I
advice.
explained to them like way before, they finished high school and everything. They were talking about how they hated high school and how they were getting grossly talked to on PlayStation and all this shit. And I explained to them, school is
College is
very
better.
important. I was like, look, you better finish high school or I'm gonna kick y'all's asses. Like
Oh,
school
I
is
know
very
exactly what you're
important.
saying because I used to threaten to boot these kids offline, and I would pull their IPs with some other kids who it was not meant to like really hurt or scare them. It was to because I got permission from their parents to do this. If they weren't doing their homework, I could scare them. The parents gave me consent to scare them into doing homework because I
Oh
was on
yeah,
a
most of
regular
their
basis
parents
with
are
them.
chill and cool. Like the
Right?
ones that I come across, their parents are either A, mostly not home, or
Mm-hmm.
B, they don't have a relationship with their mom or their father. So
Yeah, or they
I'm
lost a
like a
sibling or a
mom and
family
father
member,
for
and it's
them.
hard
I
for
don't
them.
have Overwatch anymore.
Yeah, I had a few kids who, okay, so I'll explain my clan, TBS, okay, Teabag Syndicate. All right, we welcome everyone. We don't care if you're furry or not. I love being proven wrong. So basically, I want more women in my clan because of certain reasons. A lot of these kids are traumatized by women. One of my most loyal friends, my best friend Nathan, he's bi. He has hit on me many times, by the way. But guess what? He's happy being friends, and he understands that it's a no. I don't do that. I'm not a chomo. I go after people like that, and he respects that boundary. And I've helped him find a boyfriend on Xbox. I've even showed him apps. I said, hey, when you turn a certain age, you can do this. I said, Gradient, there's probably people around you that are like-minded. The only person who knows is his aunt. I mean, his nana, who knows, and she's a Christian who's kind of against it, but she's opened her mind to it. You know, and she understands. Like she started researching: is gay really wrong in the Bible? Did scholar stuff and realized no, it's not. That's what people twist was the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. But no, Gradient is a great kid. He's funny. Dude. he's the only one that says cringe gay shit to me because he knows it cringes me out. And that, like, how I have my troll pervy sense of humor or say dumb shit. That's his because he's safe enough to be himself around me. That's the key. Safe enough to be themselves around you. So even as an adult, I know there's plenty of adults, even on Xbox, who've been hit on by underage girls, guys, everything. People know how Xbox is if you play. Dora, am I on point with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awkward. It's very awkward. You know exactly what I'm talking about, but we're not
is.
going to call out names too much. But he knows that, and he knows he would do the same thing if something like that happened, or he was in my spot here. But he would respect that. He's a good kid, and his mom is the reason for his trauma. And I hopefully can get him on here talking. I want to help him heal because he's always listening. He's always willing to take my advice and heal. Because I want to help him heal from his women trauma by bringing positive women around him that will help him heal. Because in order to heal what was done with anything, you need to go to what caused that trauma to make peace. Ingredient has always been funny, good kid. I got like people like Mikey when I was entrapped and nearly killed online. He helped bring me home. He put $2,000 into get me a hotel, get me to safety, plane ticket, getting me home. He had fought tooth and nail to save my life. I owe him a life debt, and I always pay that. And there's a joke in the clan. They say, like, oh, Mikey, John's your second boyfriend or girlfriend. Like, making a joke and shit. It's funny. It's humor. But, Mikey, he's a great friend. He's been by my side. We've fought. We've gone at each other's throats. But guess what? It's all love at the end of the day. I look at him, like I said earlier, juggalo. He was born a juggalo and doesn't even know it. So, to me, a lot of these kids are special to me. They're my children. I adopted them. And a lot of times when I was about to commit suicide, which I had 2 attempts like 2 weeks ago, because my fucked up nephew had made a post about rest in peace, Mama Dukes. Well, he done fucked up. I tried to take my life. I jumped off a bridge twice, over in by the train track area. I jumped off. First time, jumped off. I just sprained my ankle. Second time, I went head first. Did not die. I was so pissed. I thought it was 70 feet. It turned out like 15, 20. So I was like pissed as fuck. Knocked myself out, if anything. Right. Got up, walked it off, went home. Right. So the third time I was gonna do it. My niece called and said, Mom, my mom's alive. Don't kill yourself, unks. Guess what happened a couple of days ago? She called. I was so happy that I felt like my light come back into me because my sister is my protector, my best friend. Like, I never knew her my whole life. I didn't know she existed. I reached out when I was 28. I had to work over my mom for information because of who my father is and what he's done. Senior. Same name, but with a senior. Was a fucked up person. But he went through some serious shit. He went through some fucked up shit. I mean, imagine, you're coming from a mixed household during the Jim Crow era, right? Think of that. And you're in the South, Charleston. Your mother is a Russian Jew. Your father is African American. The light-skinned kids, like my color, went to white families. The blacker or darker children, where they went? To the system, getting fucked over every day. Like, he went through kind of similar shit I went through, but I don't know the whole story. So he cut himself off and said, I just want to live in peace. But I'm not going to speak anymore on what he's done because I don't believe, even as my father, I should be putting out his business like that one anymore. I've did that in the past, and I felt bad about it.
Yeah,
not that is still my father. Yeah.
Exactly. And if he is still around at all.
He's never been there. He tried to meet me a while back, actually, when I came back up to Massachusetts. I didn't want to meet him. He was like, all of a sudden, he wanted to help with my mental health. He tried to set up some events with some other family members and almost had kids taken away. That's all I'll speak on. That was fucked up. I don't trust him worth a dime. I know too much about the man for him not to try to fuck me over. That's how bad.
Oof. Yeah, no, never mind.
I know all the demons, all the dirt, all the skeletons in the closet, what he's done. He
Yeah,
wants to
no,
keep my shot.
it,
She's that scared.
nope, it's not worth putting yourself in a state where you could trigger yourself into a PTSD attack
Yeah, because
because
I do
of
that
the
sometimes when
shit.
I open up and I vent to someone, they could say something and do something, and just so I have to find and feel people out in order to be
Mhm.
able to trust. I had to learn to identify that. Yeah, that's right. Boundaries. You talked about that too. Thank you.
Mhm. But yeah, like that's this yep a boundary. You don't need to be airing out shit that's in the past that you're still trying to probably heal from.
But that's
That
why I gotta talk about it, or else I can't heal.
exactly true. But with your father, like making it on a public platform, not uh probably the best idea, but on like a private chat somewhere more so. If you
Yeah, that's what I had to
need
learn though, because sometimes when I say I get in PTSD mode, certain things
to.
I release and then I have to take them down. I identify this and I wake up, oh shit, what did I do? Okay, let's see how many people see it, delete it, whatever. But he's not on my friends list. He's
Like,
not.
where'd you?
I turned a lot of my family against him by doing what you said, DM.
Mm-hmm.
They know what he's up to. Hmm. And if all your kids don't like you and you can only speak to one who's really iffy of you, and all the women don't want to talk to you, that says something. They're so terrified when your name is brought up, or they try to reach out and they block him, says, don't contact me. I don't want anything to do with him out of fear.
Mm-hmm.
That's a red flag.
That's a big red flag.
And the fact that I've gotten closer to his best friend and I have been honest, and he sees my bright mind. So my uncle Randy, right? I call him uncle. He's not my uncle, okay? He's my
Yep.
sister's godfather, friend of the family. All right.
Yep. I get it.
As you know, Ray here is like my family. This is the only roommate I've ever had I got along with. I admire him. He is able to deal with so much shit and just wash it off. I'm learning every day just by watching what he goes through and learning how he does it through his silence. And that is something that when I get that self-realization, I tell him that. He's an inspiration. Like this man saved me. I was homeless, okay, running from domestic violence and shit, right? In Springfield, I had like a white van pull up on me, try to jump me. They thought probably I was selling drugs, so I was just like. So my friend Chuck, who passed away, God rest his soul, had said, "Don't dress homeless, don't act homeless, and people won't think you're homeless, and they'll be more considerate in helping you. Be humble, pack light, have one bag and one duffel bag. Don't pack too much. You want to be ready to go." He taught me this, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and he recently passed away. Someone laced his blunt with fentanyl and tried to say he was on
Oh.
heroin. And I know where the source came from because I identified. I know who she is, who was involved in it, but it's hard to prove because it's he or she say. Because the pattern is
Mm-hmm.
a friend of mine that's friends of Slayer who died had his blunt laced with fentanyl. All he did was smoke weed. He was leader of the IGD, not IGD, sorry, DMI, Dead Man Incorporated in South Carolina. Okay, second person
Hey guys.
was friends of that person who is the current leader of DMI. Now think of that. 2 times, you see the patterns?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Or
that's
it's red
crazy.
flag. That's no longer a pattern. That's something there. And it circles around 3 individuals. People close to me in my life have just died. One for power, and this one because he got the weed seized in the car and he confessed that it was him. He actually did something he never would have done just so he could live and be by his kids. And the condition was he didn't have to say a statement. He admitted it was his stuff, right? And seek treatment. He was going to do all that. But somebody thought he was a snitch and killed him. He wasn't. Chuck wouldn't even rat on an assault to save me, even as a friend. You see what I'm saying? When he knew I was innocent. That's the kind of man he was. He ain't say shit. Never. And I respected him for that. Because he stuck by that. Me, on the other hand, I used to be like that, but I had to realize I got to look out for me. I can't go
Mm-hmm.
fighting everyone because if I do, I'm just going to be setting my failure. So there is a time and a place. Like some things you walk off, you brush off. There's times and place where you have to stand your ground because if your
Yep.
kid's kidnapped, who do you have to call? The police, the feds, right?
Um,
Even if you a gang or cartel, who do you go to? The feds and the police. So is it any different?
Right?
Why do you people pick and choose what telling is? Honestly, as long as you ain't if you are involved in that crime, then it's snitching. If you're not involved and but it's affecting you, you should tell and not be considered a snitch. That's how I view it. Because
yeah.
you can't just because someone told you this, they could tell you just so you would be in that situation, just to be a piece of shit. Set
Um.
you up. So you have to do things like that.
So I didn't want to interrupt you, but I got
Yeah, go
to
ahead.
go. Blue started his stream, and I got to make sure that I'm in there to put my 2 cents in.
Just a quick question before you do go, just maybe 2 minutes tops of your time. How
Yeah.
do you do the whole video thing where I could show like a self-help video, even from YouTube? How would I go about putting that in the script?
It'll say share at the bottom.
Okay,
I don't know
share.
if you're using a laptop or not, but it
I'm
should
using a
say
laptop,
share.
HP Stream.
Okay, so it'll say share, and then where you would go is share window. It should say window once you press
I see
share.
slide. I see. See screen. Share screen.
Yeah,
Okay.
Share screen. Yep.
and then it'll give you like options. It'll even tell you like Chrome and then which window you would want, and then the bottom it should give you like a little box which says share audio.
Share system audio. Okay. Windows. Okay.
Like
Microsoft
you
Edge.
already look like you're in the shared screen setup, somewhat.
StreamYard search app. Okay. And now what do I do?
It should allow you to put whatever you want on Google, and then it should pop up
Okay.
if you hit.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. You're sharing your
Okay, thank you,
screen.
Dora. You explained that very well. I appreciate that, fam. Thank
You're
you.
very
I'm
welcome.
gonna click.
Anytime.
I'm gonna click on your thing to subscribe to. I don't know if you subscribed to me already, but I don't think I saw it. But can you like even drop a link or a thing in the private chat, or even like in the group, the chat itself, open so I can find you and sub to you, and do it
Yeah,
through my
hold up.
phone?
I got
You
you.
can make us
All right.
moderators too if you wanted with your YouTube chat.
Yeah, that would actually be nice. I want to have like about 5 moderators tops. I want to add like a few of my close friends. Like if you saw in the last stream, that was corruption. He is a good friend of mine, and we were in a clan together where we had to deal with Lisa. Like I don't know how she's not locked up, man. It's like Jesus.
No, it's when you like yeah, probably 5 to start out with, and then once you get bigger, you might want to
Branch out,
have
yeah.
a few more.
But I'm not gonna go Hollywood. I'm still gonna keep to how I do things. And if I'm ever going up, you think I'm almost hitting Hollywood, please call me out on it and help bring me back. Please. Please.
Oh, no problem, no problem.
I don't ever want to be that kind of guy.
Oh, by the way, you can actually you see how my comment is still highlighted. You
Yeah,
can
how do I fix that?
you can re-click on that comment and it should
Okay.
disappear.
There you go. I sent it to you in the private chat on
All right.
StreamYard.
And I want everyone, if you have a channel and like as long as it's positive and it's not like bad crap, like that's negative to extent. But if your channel's like Blue or Dora's here and it's helping someone, you can spam all you want, like not spam, but 5 to 6 every like 3 minutes or 4, whatever you want. Like I don't care as long as it's appropriate and it's helping. I don't care what you do. Just spread your message, your art, whatever makes you feel safe in your way of venting and coping.
Oh yeah. I'll give you my YouTube channel as well.
I already subbed you, I believe. Actually, I think I already subbed to you. If I didn't,
All right. It's
Okay,
in
if you have
the
awesome, but if
private
not,
chat right there.
there it is, just in case in private chat for you.
Okay, is there anything against like music on YouTube I can't share or no?
Certain copyrighted music you can't.
So if it's like a lyric video, can I?
Um,
How do I know if it's copyrighted though? How do you tell?
Any songs that are done from any artist that's mainstream is basically going to be copyrighted.
Stick with all their older shit. You usually
ITP is fine to listen to, from what I was told.
Can I play Juice World or no?
Juice World, you might be able to get away since it's past.
I'm not sure.
I'm not 100% sure
You
on
can try
him.
and see what
Let me do-
happens. If you get a message from YouTube saying that you need to stop the content, then yeah,
Oh, they'll send you
that's how you know. And if your
content, and
stream
then I
gets
just stop it, and
interrupted,
I'm good, and I won't get in trouble just for stopping it.
yeah,
If you stop it like about, you can probably listen to, if you're doing a song, listen to about 15, 20 seconds of the song, stop it, give your verbal opinion, like you're doing a reaction to that song or whatever.
yep, like a
Oh, so there's
commentary.
loopholes. Okay, that's good to know.
All right,
In a
yo,
sense,
I gotta
yeah.
go. I love
I
y'all.
should,
Talk to y'all
Love
I
you.
later.
should hop off here as well. And get on with the day. But glad if we could help you out, Gary, so you can start sharing screens and stuff like that.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to do popular
And
monster, falling in reverse, and do kind of like a reaction to it. All right.
all right, homie, you have a good rest of your day. Whoop,
All
whoop.
right. Thank you. Are you staying or are you going to be dipping?
I'm dipping off here.
Ah, okay. I
All
got you,
right,
fam.
peace out, fam. Whoop
Peace
whoop.
out. Whoop, whoop. All right, people. Uh-oh. Did it go through? So, I want y'all to think about this. This man is definitely going through PTSD. He's definitely hurting and he's definitely scared. And I honestly think that with everything going on around him, he's just calling out for help. So let's continue. Now, those words right there, everyone says it's just a phase. I just want to feel okay. I battle with depression every day. Definitely manic depression. By probably bipolar depression, man. I can relate. Keywords: is this post traumatic stress or post traumatic rage? Sorry, my pronunciation, but yeah, definitely. Now you see that? My demons simultaneously rage. He's battling with shit, man. Like, fam, like, I can understand this. Real talk, man. And I hope others understand what Ronnie's going through and others with PTSD. I think he really did a good job portraying in his music PTSD. Hear that? I'm about to break down searching for a way out. I feel like that every day. A way to just distract myself from my thoughts, what's going on with me. I want to feel okay. And I do believe others and anyone with PTSD is feeling like that, man. Shit, fam. Now you hear that? I'm a liar, I'm a cheater, I'm a non believer. A liar because with PTSD, you lie about what caused it. Because there's the three things that, come with it: what I wish could happen, what should have happened, and what really happened. It's a way to brain hack, to like change your perception. So you write down what you wish happened, then you write down what could have happened, like a good story, and then you always remember last is the bad thing, the real facts of what happened, and you repeat the other two the first one twice, and you always repeat the third one 3 to 4 times, and you make sure you remember that side, but remember what really happened that day so you don't go delusional. Remember and heal. Look, hookers, people. Oh, you see that? Hookers with demons' eyes. He basically goes. It's probably a woman caused this to him, man. I can understand that. So he indulges in sexual pleasure because he thinks that's what love is like. But he just wants to be understood. He wants to be heard. He's searching for a way out. He's seeing his shrink. He just even feels like the shrink don't understand. He said, I feel like a rat trapped in a maze. Its cycle keeps repeating. Remember that, people. Remember that. He feels like a rat trapped in a cage. This is obviously freaking PTSD. He's even angry at his therapist because the wording the therapist is using isn't the best. You got to flatter. I believe flattery, if you were to tell him, hey, but say it in a nice term, not like a direct, blunt, and hurtful way, but you don't make too much light of it, but you really show that caring side. This guy just looks like he doesn't give a shit. As you see, the therapist on the phone trying to have him committed. He doesn't need that. He needs someone there in his life to listen, because those psych words, man, they just drug you. They just freaking, just put you in a situation where you're back to where you started. They just put a Band-Aid on and tell you to go. He's yelling in the video. He trusted this doctor not to do him like this. This is why it's hard to trust someone, even in the profession of counseling, man. It's difficult for people, especially when you are venting how you feel and what you want to do. But they need to remember, you haven't done it yet, have you? You have control. But it's how you feel and what you want to do, and you feel it's a way out, but you don't do it. That's what you got to remember, people. You hear that? Falling into love now. Now, I want you to pay close attention to this video. You'll see his anchor soon enough in life. And this is music therapy, people. Now, this is what he wished could have happened. This is the part of the video he wished could have happened. Oh, sorry, no, this is part of the video where what kind of happened in his mind, the negative. So it's in reverse, the idealisms. But it's still there. Definitely PTSD. He sees himself as a wolf, a liar, a sinner, a liar, a cheater, a non-believer. This is his PTSD, the rage, the anger, the hatred, why he snaps on people, why he gets into fights, why he hurts people. But watch what calms the beast down. Falling into love now. Key word. I'm going to retrace that, people. So hold on. Actually, hold on. Good picture. His daughter. His daughter is his anchor in life. Everyone needs something to love and to fight for. They need that hope, that light. And that's what keeps them fighting every day. So I'm trying not to break down here, Give your thoughts, feelings, and opinions about this, by the way. So I guess what time is it? It's 2:01. I mean 2:01 for me. So that means it's been an hour, people. I'm glad those who joined the stream and those who are going to watch this. I hope that the message gets out there. I really hope others can heal and by watching this. And if you need help setting up a podcast, I'm learning still how to do all this. And I've had help from these wonderful juggalos and someone who's a supporter of the community. Shout out to Dora. Thank you for helping me. Thank you, Boy Blue. Shout out to Warlord of Art. I do art myself, so I'd love to have your opinion, and maybe you can exchange, like, tricks and tips in art, because I hear you do trippy art. I'm doing more of the dark macabre. It's my way of coping. But thank you, everyone, and those who've watched, those who've left. I appreciate every view, every subscribe, because each person who helps me, you're helping another person by bringing this channel more public. Thank you, and everyone have a blessed day. Praise Hashem. Praise any God you worship. We're all about unity and love here. Signing off, John Wick of TBS, a.k.a. the Teabag Syndicate Commander-in-Chief in the flesh, and the Wicked Clown Scary Gary. But in reality, I'm the Juggalo Gare Bear, man. I'm a soft teddy bear, but you don't piss off the teddy bear. Remember that. Deuces, people.